Hi, thank you for joining our VUCA Health Meds on Q webinar today. We are so excited to have you. My name is Michelle Barney. I am the Vice President of Clinical Operations. So let's go ahead and get started teaching you a little bit more about your Meds on Q product. First off, it is our goal here at VUCA Health to provide a digital experience to support patients and their families in an easy to understand manner, available when they need it in the media format of their choice. So we want their medication experience to really be something that they're able to understand and able to consume this information. Through this webinar, we wish to leave you with additional resources, tools, and understanding of Meds on Q. Now, a little bit of background information on VUCA Health. So despite the growing complexity of medications and the advancement of technology, most medication information is delivered today the way it was decades ago. So patients are still receiving their medication info via the paper from their pharmacies or from their healthcare providers. And so VUCA Health is changing this. So we've approached and received confirmation from 50 state boards of pharmacy and Washington, D.C., for patients to opt out of receiving their prescription information on paper. So these pharmacies can go paperless with our solution. And it's important to note, though, that even though a pharmacy may be able to go paperless, this does not replace the counseling requirements of your state. So just keep that little tidbit in mind. So how can pharmacies go paperless? So some PMSs have a paperless flag in their system. And what this flag is very similar to is a child safety cap flag that allows them to enroll the patients in the program individually. So the pharmacies with this flag in the system can just click on it easily and it will enroll them to go paperless. And so once enrolled, the paper for patient education and medication guides will stop printing. If a patient opts into the Going Green program, pharmacy teams can stop printing both the patient education and the FDA med guides immediately. So what are the cost savings to Going Green? What are some of the benefits of it, aside from the technology and patients having this easy to understand video explaining the medication at their fingertips? So the cost savings, below are cost saving examples from 2 different pharmacies. So I'll go through this quickly for you. So assuming your pharmacy buys in bulk, and let's actually go straight to Pharmacy A. So Pharmacy A's yearly savings. So they fill about 100 prescriptions a day on average. So if we're looking at the cost of paper for the year, which again, these are all numbers, if you were to buy them in bulk, cost of paper would be about $1,000. Cost of toner would be about $657. And then cost of once monthly pickup for offsite shredding could be about $1,200 a year. And so this pharmacy filling 100 prescriptions a day, if they go green and implement a paperless solution, they'll save $2,952, almost $3,000 a year, just on those costs. And if they don't buy the items in bulk and they buy them, at regular price, they'd save close to $6,000. And so Pharmacy B fills about 400 prescriptions a day, so they're filling even more. So their savings annually, if they go paperless, so no more paper, less toner, no more offsite shredding biweekly, they would save almost $9,000 a year. So it really, really makes a big difference when you're looking at the cost associated with doing those other things within the pharmacy. So now to talk through digital usage and video consumption. So it's important for us to recognize that, people of any age are really consuming information via smartphones, and they understand how to use them. So in terms of digital usage, 81% of all adults own a smartphone. And then 65 and up in that age range, 53% own a smartphone. So about half. And what's so interesting to me of this is about 38% of them use YouTube and 46% of them are on Facebook. And then in the 50 to 64 range, 79% own a smartphone. So that's almost 80%. That's a huge number for the 50 to 64 range. And then you look at that, even more of them are on social media and consuming videos and information on there. So, and then once you go below 50, the number, it steadily increases to 80, 90, 99% in terms of usage of smartphone by age. So people definitely are using smartphones, and they definitely are showing that they know how to use them. And then when it comes to video consumption, so YouTube has over 1 billion hours of video watched every day. And then Facebook has 100 million hours of video watched every day. So people are, again, they're watching the videos. That's how they're getting a lot of information, is by watching the videos and, seeing what's going on in that regard. So now let's talk about your VUCA Health solution. So we know that the patients, we have smartphones, we know how to use them. And so let's talk about the solution now. So what does your VUCA Health solution contain? So it contains, with MedsOnCue, videos for thousands of top prescribed medications across multiple conditions. Every video is recorded in English and in Spanish. The library of videos includes specialty medications, health condition videos, and medication administration videos. The videos average about 2 minutes in length, so they're relatively short and easy for the patient to watch, and they're written at a 5th to 6th grade reading level. The videos can be accessed on any computer, tablet, or smartphone, or even a designated kiosk for other locations inside the pharmacy. Now, the medication videos. So through the medication videos, your patients can experience virtual counseling of their prescription. So through this technology, the videos contain the indications, why the patient is taking that medication, what it is used for, potential side effects, proper administration, how to properly take that medication, and expected benefits. What can you expect to gain from taking this medication? And it's all said, again, in a very easy to understand manner. All the information for our videos are sourced from the FDA and the National Institute of Health, and all the videos are mapped at the NDC level. So when your patients have a QR code and that QR code is scanned, the video that populates, that video is in our system based on that QR code at the NDC level. So whether they're picking up metoprolol IR or metoprolol ER, and depending on even the brand associated, that is how we know which video to populate. So it's very, very specific. So MedsOnCue Classic. So MedsOnCue Classic allows you to print a QR code on a patient's label to provide them digital access to their prescription information. And so once the patient scans a QR code, they'll now have access to patient education sheets, medication guides, a short video about the prescription, and a picture of their medication, all at the fingertips of whatever device they scanned that QR code on. So everything is now available digitally, and it's pretty awesome too, because a week after the patient picks up the medication, if they scan that QR code, that information is still there. That information will always be there. So unlike the paper leaflets, if they don't know where they place them, that's not a problem with this. They can always scan that QR code. Other MedsOnCue Classic features, we have Connect Me. So at the top of the MedsOnCue Classic, it's going to show the Connect Me button. And with there, it has the pharmacy information. So the patient can easily see your pharmacy phone number, click on that, it'll give you a call, the pharmacy's website, etc. And this whole experience is white labeled to your pharmacy. So currently at the screen you're looking at, it says Next Gen Pharmacy, but for your particular pharmacy that's implementing the solution, it'll have your pharmacy branded colors, it'll have your logo, it'll all look like it was made exactly for your pharmacy. The Remind Me button is where the patient can sign up for refill reminders, so reminders to take the medication. And the last button would be Inform Me. So with Inform Me is where the patients can find pertinent information and additional videos. So in this section is where they find a lot of the bread and butter of that patient information, right? So the video populates automatically, and then they click Inform Me, and that is where they can find more about their medication. So that's where the patient education sheet is, that's where the medication guide is, and then when you see on the screen, it says more about their conditions. If there is a condition video associated with that medication, so for ProAir, we have allergic asthma and COPD, those links to those videos will populate there, and the patient can click on those and view those videos as well. And then also, if there's an administration video associated with that particular medication they're picking up, that will also show up there. So as you can see with ProAir, there's a lot of other videos and other content for the patient to consume. There's a lot of information there for them. So what is a QR code and how does it scan? So what is a QR code? A QR code, abbreviated from a quick response code, it's a machine readable label that contains information within that image. So once scanned from a smartphone or tablet, the information will then populate onto the user's device. So you just hover your camera on your phone over that QR code. You'll have a drop down, click on that, and MedsOnCue will open right away. It's basically like a URL link, right? It's a website. So what if our QR code does not scan? That is a great question. And if your QR code issue where it is not scannable, a couple of things we always think through is the QR code too small on your label? Is the QR code smudged? Is something happening with the ink in the printer that the QR code is smudging, so it's not making it readable? Again, is it not readable? So why when I hold up my camera or when I hold up my phone in the app, can I not get that QR code to populate the MedsOnCue experience? So those are just a couple of things we look into in terms of when the QR code is printed on the label. The QR code scans best on a size 13 gram vial or larger, and then smaller vials cause more curve and they may be harder to scan. So for any type of scanning issue, reach out to your PMS if they populate your label, or check your printer, as it could always be a printer issue, like we talked with the smudging or whatnot. If the QR code scans and is readable, but the incorrect information populates. So you scan that QR code and a video plays that wasn't necessarily meant to be that original video. In that instance, email us and we will fix that immediately. So just let us know of the issue and we will go ahead and fix it on the back end. Now, will there be a QR code on every prescription? This is a great question that we receive as well. So all commercially available prescriptions will have a QR code printed on the label. But the caveat is not every prescription will have a medication specific video. So let's say there's a QR code for there's a QR code on the label and the medication is, something that we'll talk about a little bit later. That would be an example of when a video may not populate, but we'll get into that. So for instance, at the moment when the QR code may not appear, is compounded in some OTC prescriptions, they may not have a QR code on the label. So it just, in those instances, they may not populate the QR code. But if there is a match for the drug, meaning the NDC dispensed has a video link to it, and a specific medication video briefing will then be presented to your patient. So if that medication dispensed, again, has that NDC, a video will populate on your patient's smartphone. So if there is no match on the NDC and there's a QR code on the label, then what will happen is the patient scans that QR code, and let's say we don't have a video yet for that specific NDC, a universal smart and safe medication use video will appear for that prescription. And this universal video gives a short verbal tour of MedsOnCue and advises the patient on 3 important actions to be smart and safe with all medications. So this video can be used universally with multiple, any medication really that we do not have the video for yet. The smart and safe populates. But then again, when the patient clicks on Inform Me and the other sections of their app, they should be able to populate that information. So how should I tell my patients about MedsOnCue? Our pharmacy has it implemented. We have the QR codes printing on our labels. Now, how do we tell, and what should we tell our patients about it? So really important, great question, because we want to get the patients buy-in, and we also want the patients to utilize this great new solution that we have. So how should I market MedsOnCue to my patients? So VUCA Health has mailed your pharmacy a marketing kit that includes 200 bag stuffers, and this bag stuffer is a double-sided brochure that you can, provide to the patient in any manner, and 2 tent cards for your pharmacy. We will also provide you with a digital file of the bag stuffer so you can print additional copies at your pharmacy location if this is needed. And to order additional marketing supplies, you can always reach out to us here at VUCA Health, and we would absolutely have no problem sending you more. And then how should I discuss MedsOnCue in patients? So I have the marketing supplies, I have everything up. How should I bring this up to my patients? And so I always say, talking with your team and discussing the best approach for your patients, and just making sure whether your patients are calling, whether you're seeing them in person, that you're having these conversations with them about MedsOnCue. So for instance, you can start with, "Hi, Mrs. Smith, have you heard about our pharmacy going paperless?" And they'll say, "Oh my gosh, no, I haven't heard. Can you, and you're like, let me tell you a little bit more." Or, thank you for calling, Mr. Ruiz. Did you know that we can now provide all your medication information digitally? It's so easy. Let me tell you more so we can get you started. So tell the patient about it. That way you can go into your system and click that enrolled flag, so that way your pharmacy, that particular patient can go paperless. And then these are just other examples of ways you can start the conversation with your patients. And even if the patient says like, oh, I don't have time today, be like, no problem. Would you like to go paperless? And next time you come in, I'll show you exactly how to scan XYZ, or are you familiar with QR codes? Just making that connection and letting them know really goes a long way with helping your pharmacy implement the solution. So with every conversation, be sure the customer is engaged, understands the paperless solution, and the conversation ends with them saying yes or no to going green, so the paperless flag can then be checked in their profile. When the solution is initially rolled out, it's imperative to take these extra few minutes, the first couple of months, to engage every single patient in a conversation about MedsOnCue and just exactly what you're doing and this really innovative new solution that you guys have implemented. So it's important to initiate these conversations and leave the marketing materials up for at least 3 months, as many patients are filling 90 days at a time. So you may only interact with them once every 3 months. And of course, this is if the medications are on a schedule and they only are coming in once every 3 months. But definitely important to have these conversations and keep the flyers up, again, once every 3 months. And especially while patients are calling, because so many medications right now, they're being delivered. And so in that sort of instance, you may not even see the patient face to face. So really, really important on the phone or in person, you talk through this new, great solution your pharmacy has implemented. So at this point, the webinar has ended for MedsOnCue Classic. So the QR code solution, where you scan the QR code on the label and all of the information is at the patient's fingertips. That piece of the webinar has ended. If your pharmacy additionally has MedsOnCue OnDemand, then this next section is for you as well. So I will go ahead and get started with OnDemand information. So MedsOnCue OnDemand is an online portal where you can gain access to our library of patient-friendly medication education videos on any device with internet access. So it's a library of all of the medication videos. With OnDemand, you can show patient videos on multiple devices, such as a tablet, in a clinic, bedside, or during a home visit. You can create playlists of multiple medications. So you can create a playlist of all the medications the patient was just prescribed, and you can go ahead and send that. So it has shareable links, so you can send that to patients as well. Now, within OnDemand, there's a menu button. So at this menu button, and you can see it on the picture on the screen, this provides you with access to the library of medication videos, administration videos, health condition videos, and playlists. So everything is right there divided at your fingertips. Now, how do you create a playlist? So you want to click on where it says playlist on the menu button, and then you're going to see it click on create playlist. And you can add videos to the playlist by clicking on the video's name. So let's see, on the screen, you're going to see Abilify or whatnot. Click on that video name, and then it'll have the option to add to playlist. And at this point, you can add it to the playlist of your choice or create a new one. And then once this playlist is made, you can email it to the patients. You can save it. So if you want to create a playlist of, hypertension medications or just anything in general, you can create different playlists, so you can always have them on hand. Like we have one that's created an asthma COPD video playlist. And so we have that created in case we do need to share that with anyone. Now, how to use OnDemand continued. So you can share or email a video. So what's in the handbook as well, it tells you exactly how to share or email the video, but once you click the title and open the video, you'll see the option again to share email. It's at the top of the video playing. You click this link and it will open up that option. And then you can view the video. So click the video title, click on the image of the video that populates, and that video will start playing automatically. You can also see transcripts, drug images, medication guides, QR codes. You have so many options within OnDemand to see all of those things as well. And so if you click on the QR code, you'll actually be able to see the MedsOnCue experience from OnDemand. So that's an interesting little tidbit as well. So that was everything that we had for you. If you have any questions at all on MedsOnCue Classic or MedsOnCue OnDemand, please don't hesitate to reach out. We are more than happy to help roll out your solution. We are so excited for you, for your pharmacy team, and for your patients. So again, let us know if you have absolutely any questions, and have a wonderful rest of your day.